single day. Hey Sherwood County, this is Sherwood County COPWATCH, and I have to do a comment before I read this. I want you to clearly understand this is some fucking scary ass shit. We have a podunk motherfucking wannabe Hitler Nazi asshole named Sheriff Prummell fighting his corruption, as you guys know, for 6 fucking years, and is now pushing, you saw the movie, pre-crimes. Oh my God. So this is what I want you to expand your mind into. So if you fight his corruption and you believe in the founding fathers and what they said and taking your fucking country back, is he going to go pre-crime? He already pushed for big time on his website Amendment 10. Amendment 10 is one of those bills that they had a bunch of crap in there, and the one part that he loved was that local cops and sheriffs could be like the NSA and the CIA, and they can get you for possible terrorism. So if you believe in America, the Constitution, and our founding fathers, he can get you before he thinks you're going to be a terrorist. So now he has 2 fucking things to fuck with you and your freedom. Wake the fuck up! Damn it! Put this motherfucker in jail for treason. This is against America, against the Constitution. This is not freedom. This is what we fought against, damn it! Take your goddamn country back before it's too late.
Charlotte County Sheriff Bill Prummell dream of pre-crimes is here. If you are thinking about freedom and what our founding fathers said to take it back, he might pre-crime you so you can't bring back freedom again. Was couples' fatal dispute preventable? New domestic violence unit aims to intervene early. By Ann Easker, staff writer. Last week, a Port Charlotte woman stabbed her boyfriend to death after he'd been drinking. In her statement to Charlotte County Sheriff's Office deputies, she said he was often abusive when intoxicated. Detective Bill Prummell said the boyfriend had been arrested, but the cases had never been prosecuted. That case is an example of exactly what the Sheriff's Office hopes to prevent by creating a new domestic violence unit, in which Prummell serves as the detective. With my position, specifically being able to help the state strengthen a case or assist them, or with the assistance of our advocate being able to get involved and offer the family, or this couple, services, that could have been prevented, he said. Ashley Brito, 33, was charged with second-degree murder a week ago for fatally stabbing her boyfriend, Justin Burton, 35, in a home on Lakeview Boulevard, in Port Charlotte. The unit is made up of Prummell, along with intelligence analyst Brett Armstead, and domestic violence advocate Chelsea P., who works with CCSO through the Center for Abuse and Rape Emergencies, CARE. Chelsea's last name was not released to the Sun, per CARE policy. The unit is supervised by Corporal Dustin Pale. So far, the team has spent 1 month tracking domestic violence offenders and rendering aid to domestic violence victims throughout the county. In regard to the murder, Prummell said looking back, it seems alcohol was a huge factor in the couple's domestic disputes. If there's some type of counseling CARE could have offered in regards to alcohol, or if prosecution had gone through, on past cases, and then after the fact, in the court system, there was some type of mandatory counseling, maybe, it could have been prevented, he said. Sheriff Bill Prummell stated in a press release about the new unit the county has had a decrease in many types of crime, but assaults and physical violence between subjects who know each other remains consistent. The domestic violence unit will take a more holistic approach to stemming violent crime, and by working with our community partners to provide services to both offenders and victims, we hope to drastically reduce the number of domestic-related incidents in our community, he said. Grant funding for the unit was provided by the Florida Coalition Against Domestic Violence Enhanced Law Enforcement Project, which pays for Prummell's position, as well as agency-wide training in domestic violence and several certifications for American Sign Language. Prummell said when he heard about the new unit, he was interested in joining in order to take on new role while still working with the same team in the Major Crimes Unit. My main function that I've been doing thus far is following up on arrests from evening shifts or day prior, he said. The patrolmen essentially make most of these arrests. I work closely with the state attorney's office to ensure that they have what they need to go through with prosecution, whether that be monitoring what they're saying and doing within the jail, or once they get out that they're abiding by what the judge has put in place like parameters for no contact orders or things like that. His work has led to additional charges for several domestic violence offenders for things like violations of pretrial release. One more intensive investigation led to additional cyberstalking charges for an offender. Armstead has spent his first month on the job reading through a couple thousand reports, in order to establish a base of historical information. He looks out for things like escalating violence, drug and alcohol abuse, and repeat offenders or problem houses. That information is shared with the team so solutions can be identified, such as providing services or making arrests when necessary. Chelsea bridges the gap between CCSO and CARE, informing victims of services available to them and helping them understand the process. It can be daunting talking to a detective, so I'm kind of the mediator in simple terms, if needed, she said. And then just letting the victim know that no matter what happens, no matter what they choose to do, that CARE will always be there for them even if it's 5 years down the line or immediate. There are services and they're not alone in this process, because it can only be horrifying to go through it. Prummell said he's made about a half dozen arrests throughout the month, while Chelsea about 10 victims have engaged with Chelsea for services. A lot of these people in domestic violence situations may not have had someone just reach out to them and say, "Hey, listen, we're here. We've got services that we can provide to help you out or to help your situation out," said Lieutenant Pale. Obviously that's very key in what we're doing here. Lieutenant John Heck said the overall goal of the unit is to reduce the amount of assaults or batteries throughout the county. Having a full-time detective and a full-time advocate ensures each case gets the full attention it deserves. Obviously the sheriff is big about intervention, to hopefully get to these people and provide the services they need before we get to the point where we need to arrest someone or someone becomes a victim, he said. Email, aeasker@sun-herald.com. Analyst Brett Armstead, victim advocate Chelsea P. and Detective Billy Prummell make up the new domestic violence unit in the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office. Sun photo by Ann Easker.
Amendment 10 creates the Office of Domestic Security and Counterterrorism within the Department of Law Enforcement. This will provide essential support for law enforcement agencies to prevent or respond to acts of terrorism.
Hey Sheriff County, this is Sheriff County COPWATCH. I am using any video here with under fair use if you have criticism, reporting, teaching, etc. And please donate. I do not make money from YouTube, and there are different ways to donate in the video links. Thanks.